again, you're writing down new observations from the new data. You can compare the two, or compare the new one to the old one. All right, who needs more time? Okay, we get a few more minutes. All right, so we're gonna focus, well, we're using your questions to kind of drive our understanding. And I kind of like these top two, I guess top 2 or 3, about why the light is dimming, what's going on with the light. So that's kind of significant. All right, so what are some of the things, well, actually, I want you to let's take 2 or 3 minutes. I want you to share with your group some of the observations you made. Let's see what you guys have in common.
I have no idea what's going
The
on.
y-axis.
That's okay, they haven't either. So what they're doing is they're comparing this chart with this chart and noticing the new observations they can make about this one. Okay, so if you want to just focus on this one, that's fine. But what are some of the things you noticed with this graph?
It looks like that, but it's skipping their color.
Yeah, so let me tell you one thing, is that this is almost a separate chart from this one. It does interact a bit, but you almost treat them separately. Yeah, there is some interaction.
Okay, I'll see.
So why don't they start sharing, and maybe you'll see kind of what we're doing with that.
Notice that both each have the dots on the bottom. So these are 2 different graphs.
I said the top right just labeled A and the bottom right said that it doesn't share.
What do you mean row fluctuates? Maybe maybe it has something to do with the settings of the telescope. Like rotation? Yeah. And it's like radiation. And then you have the trend.
Oh, sorry guys, let me interrupt you for a second. Try to follow these sentence stems when you're talking to each other, okay? So I noticed, I wonder, when you shared, it makes me think of, or it makes me wonder, I had noticed the outer observation, I did however notice this. Let's try to raise the academic language, okay? Alright, go ahead and continue.
Observe that.
You know how these are separated? It makes me think that
It
this
goes,
is like the light.
maybe there's like
Like how long? I don't know. Maybe they stopped recording for
scale.
a couple days because we already determined that this maybe ended. So maybe they stopped for a few or a few days or a few weeks. I don't know.
That means it could that they look like more. So it still has to be time. I said it was like more correct.
Also noticed that on the y-axis, like scatter they have different, they're telling by different time. Or whatever. Like graph B is going down by 5, and graph A is going up by 5.
What do you mean going down by?
How come there's a,
Start right here.
notice how last time on the
Mine
last
is
screen for this one.
Mine is 0.000.
So if you make it more, see how much your feet is. Look at
Yeah,
this one at the
make
bottom,
sure you
it
got
says
the
T.
too.
There's no number in front of this one. Why is that? No one's
It's only one number off.
Maybe it's
You didn't go with like right here, some of this data.
I'm wondering what the dots are.
Just kind of far away. Well, the question. Yeah.
Yeah, so the increments on the side.
I don't like my next class. Yeah, this is conspiracy starts over there. That's what
Well, it also has I think it's just some of the
Also, part of my observation, I just put that.
Okay, give you another 30 seconds.
The y-axis is like the growth flux and trended flux, while the x-axis is radial
Each graph has its own different ones.
I think T stands for
Time?
All right, let's get your attention back up here. What I'd like to do is I want each group to share one observation without repeat. So we're gonna have each group share an observation they made that they thought was good or that they liked, and we're not gonna repeat among groups. So make sure you listen so you know what the other groups are sharing, and I'll give you 30 seconds to pick what observation you wanna share with the class that you guys had as a group. Okay, 30 seconds, decide what it's gonna be. All right, so let's start in the back with Keely's group. Keely, what'd you guys decide you're gonna share?
We decided that we would share that we noticed that there's an A and a B beside two of the lines. So we said it could be two lines, two different lines on the same graph.
Okay. What do you mean by two different lines on the same graph?
Well, the whole thing is a graph itself.
You got that.
There's a straight line right here,
Yes?
and there's a B beside it.
Yes.
And up here, there's an A, which is like close to the top of this one.
All right,
Yeah, lower.
so okay, you wanna add on to that?
I saw that too, and I was thinking that was, feel like the top, it seems like there's two different measurements of the y-axis,
Okay,
row flux and, intrinsic flux. I was thinking the top one was like, A is for the y-axis and B is for the y-axis.
okay, so possibly two graphs combined with the same y-axis?
Two y-axis.
Okay. Yeah, I like how you guys work together on that, so A and B on the graph, possible two graphs,
That was a great
the
one.
same y-axis.
Do you care if I go ahead and do my actual function?
Sure, go ahead.
Like on the row flux, the lines, whenever there's breaks in the lines and spaces between, them, there's also breaks of, there's also pauses of open space in the B y-axis that corresponds with the breaks in the lines on the top.
Okay, so row flux breaks
Totally.
match.
Trim flux.
Oh yeah, they determine flux. Flux. That would probably provide more evidence to support that it is two graphs on the same y-axis. Okay, cool. What else? These two over here, what do you guys got?
We said that unlike the other three with yesterday, it doesn't share the same U shape.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see the
It was
same,
more like sporadic.
okay.
Top that is big. Oh, big.
Okay,
Satisfaction.
hold on. And the last group, and then we'll start going back around.
We noticed that there is some dots at the bottom of both of the parts of the graph.
Say that again.
There's some dots at the bottom of them.
Okay, bottom of both graphs got dots. I'll call it, say, data
That
points.
was okay.
All right. All right, Blake, go ahead.
Okay, so I just noticed at the bottom of the graph, it says like P, and then in brackets, BJD, and then a number.
Uh-huh.
And the second graph on the other sheet has BJD, parentheses, TBD. So
Okay.
there's BJD in both of them, and a similar kind of number with the same
Okay.
like figures.
Same x-axis as chart 2. Okay.
It sounded like a mountain.
What's that? Sound like a mountain?
Now,
No, the ground sounded like a mountain.
Oh,
The
okay.
floor.
Cool. All right. Any other similarities you guys noticed running between the 3 charts or 4 charts? Yeah.
Like the bottom two charts from the, paper from yesterday, both measuring normal flux, while this one's doing, just row flux, both measuring type flux.
Okay. Types of flux. Yeah.
Oh, okay. In both graphs, there are certain points where there's like a gap.
Okay. Both have gaps.
Okay, so I noticed that on the new data graphic is Kepler 11, and the graph in the middle, the other one is WASP.
Uh-huh.
They both seem to be measured in the same time,
Okay.
but the only difference is that this one says like 2,456,000 and the other one says 2,420,000.
Okay. Good.
I really don't.
Hello, Taylor.
I know that's 1,000, but I don't know that. I think it's
Okay.
1,000, right?
Okay. We'll do. Do that. They use the office game. They got the excuse note now.
Yes.
All right. Sorry, I had a phone call. Huh?
Let's go.
Oh, right now?
You don't know what flux is?
So, both of them appear to be measured in the same time measurement.
Okay.
Also, the numbers are a little bit different.
What do you mean?
Like that one says 200.
I'm
H.
Just say like
What's the
four
one
to
before, after 100,000?
Which way? Up or right? Million?
Oh, right. Y'all are trying to make me
Well,
call.
it says it's out there.
This says 2 million.
So I don't know why. There's like difference in that gap.
Okay.
Is a terrorist.
Hey guys, I don't know why you're talking about terrorist groups over here. Okay, we're a little off topic. Let's stay focused. Yeah.
Oh, I just noticed that, with all the other stars, their names is like, they're like Kepler 17b, and like Kepler 62f, WASP 80b, there's always like a number and a letter. Well, Kepler 11 doesn't have a letter
Yeah.
after it.
That's interesting. Yeah, that is very interesting. All right, you guys are sharing great stuff here. Did anybody notice the y-axis on Kepler 11 looks similar to the y-axis on WASP 80?
Yeah, I feel like I saw that.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of
Like
interesting.
the increments, like the 0.9.
Right, right. Okay, good. So, very good. Let's continue on. Let's see. Okay, so what do you guys think is causing, well, I guess we actually need more information here. All right, what questions do you guys have at this point? So I'm gonna give you 2 minutes, talk as a group, but what questions do you still need answered? Or what new questions do you need answered, what old questions you still need answered to understand what's going on with these graphs? And why this starlight is dimming?
What's up with the A&B? What's up with that?
That was funny.
I feel like it's time.
Look, I said, the future broke its information.
I said, what's up with the broken dots?
Why is this one straight?
Like, broke, because, Earth rotates and correspond with these things.
What is growth?
How would I be able to tell that it rotates?
You need to know what, the trend is.
They figure out.
I don't know.
I'm seeing if there's something about it.
He said I'm gonna rotate it to see if it rotates.
See, it's rotating.
Mr. Taylor, I made an observation just now.
Huh?
I made another observation just now.
What's that?
The breaks in the lines, there's like empty spaces and this big old mess of dots that correspond to breaks in the line.
Okay.
Cool.
Very good. That was mentioned a few times though, so
Oh, was it already? Oh,
that's why I didn't get excited. It's a good observation, but it's been mentioned 2 or 3 times.
well, I wasn't paying attention.
But that's all right.
Okay, so what are my questions?
All right, guys, back up here. What questions do you guys have or feel we need answered in order to move on? Okay, Blake?
Where's the row and the trended flux? What's that mean?
Okay. Row and detrended.
There's a correlation with normalized flux.
Like,
Okay.
do those together?
Normalized flux.
Good. What else?
Why they're breaks.
Yeah.
Why are there gaps?
Why are there gaps? What else?
What's up with the bottom of the graph, like the BJD and all that, the numbers?
Okay. Clarification on the BJD.
Yeah.
Oh, it's sugar.
Billy John Davis. Anything, or what else?
Are you asking for suggestions?
No.
Why is the lines on the chart so spread out?
Okay, what's up with the lines on the chart?
Wait, didn't that one already get put down?
I don't think you did on this one.
What?
Yep, Blake?
This isn't like a big question, but I kinda wanna know. Like Okay, so like why does it Kepler 11 have a letter after it?
Okay, very good. Well, we're gonna get to that actually right now. Okay, I'm gonna give you a new data set. These are great questions, and this third data set is gonna probably have a big impact. I'm gonna give you 3 to 5 minutes again on your own, no talking, to write down new observations. And I think this is gonna help significantly, okay? So, we'll pass these out. You need to. All right, now again, no talking. Write down your own observations.
Alright, rip it out of my hands and break.
I didn't, I yanked it.
Yeah, you did.
Did a snatch.
It's hot outside.
Word.
I don't know how my sister
Alright.
walked around this way.
Go ahead and make your new observations. And at some point, compare the 3 data sets. On the back of the paper if you need to, whatever. Just to help clarify, the bottom label is T minus T mid-transit hours, if you couldn't read it. Remember, we're trying to figure out why the star is dimming, why the stars are dimming. Yeah,
Do we not have any air conditioner in here?
yeah, it's blowing right now.
I am so.
Well, you just came from being outside where it's hot. You haven't cooled down yet. Look there. I believe in you. All right, if you want to go ahead and take some time and compare your notes and see what you guys notice.
Elena, you know what?
notice that you should be talking to your group.
What is it? Boy.
There's not really much to notice, it just looks like, if these are planets,
Some of these graphs look the same.
Why are they clear?
that I
Hold on.
noticed
No,
that
they
there
don't.
seems to be
The-
less
that- Okay, so that's my equation right now. You got that? Okay, so are you comparing?
Okay, and then I'll.
Did you compare all three charts? So your question will be answered.
Very good.
To me, this one just looks like.
Remember, when I mentioned earlier,
So,
you may not have
look,
noticed,
see
I
how we
said
have
this
this
is
graph
Kepler
level?
17 stars.
Yeah, Kepler
So
11
lost
stars.
80. They track
See how that says 12, 11? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
This is like planet A and B.
7, right?
Wait, no, that's planet, it's like planet A, right? I think.
Yeah, ignore those 7.
Wait, or should that be 11? That would be 11, wouldn't it? 11.
Well, that would be 7 other graphs.
It's gotta be the title.
Look.
Alright, hold on.
I know it's kind of stupid, but you gotta think about it.
Alright, go ahead.
I know this is kind of stupid. So 11, 12, 13.
No. Look, Kepler 11. Okay, so 12. No, Kepler 11. Kepler 11. Remember, Kepler 11 is the name of the star. Kepler 17 is the name of the star. WASP 80 is the name of the star. Kepler 62 is the name of the star.
Six planets.
Wait a minute, is that why I'm skipping, because you're going to different planets and it's farther away?
Every time I think I'm on to something.
So this is the
They're all
same
on
star,
the
right?
same.
Yes.
They all
You're
have
going
the same.
I mean, that was pretty cool finding, was it not? It's like, I hate it when I get thumbs up that I found something, and then something comes in.
Pretty big inference right there, but not any evidence.
No, it's right here.
They have.
So when you're looking at the figure down, so like, has more, data points.
Yeah, be honest.
It has more D,
So it's gotta be kind of Civil War.
No, that's not what's it. Again, you gotta focus on. This is Kepler 11. This is Kepler 17.
There it is that
The
they
stars
found
have
so
those
far
stars.
that to Earth, it supposedly can support life.
Kind of. Kepler 17, Kepler 11.
I'm writing a movie over here.
Yeah.
First of all,
So
it's
two different stars, right?
plug, it's the same thing as this,
Okay.
They all have those.
Good.
But is this
That is like a.
Are these other two stars recording?
Planet B, don't really have lines.
These are the
so like
stars.
planet B,
Use that brain power.
that I all the way down to
Because you wear glasses.
0.999.
You wear glasses.
And so does
That
every
is like
graph.
very common.
So they both have the same, they all have the same.
Mine is because I have iPhone. I can look at my glasses.
Planet D. Okay, just saying.
Wait, what do you mean?
All right.
I just pointed it out.
I'm gonna give you a couple more minutes. I'm saying, you guys know what productive struggle means?
There's no use.
No, come on. Don't use your head. Hold on. Eyes and ears up here for a second. I'll let you go back to it. I really like the conversations I'm hearing for the most part. But I'm seeing some productive struggle, and I love it. But what does productive struggle mean?
We're having difficulties to get further and,
Yeah, you're struggling to get there, but you're getting there.
yeah.
So let's keep it going. Okay, I'll give you a few more minutes, and then we'll start talking about it.
Hey, you give me some because I know that these
I always notice things that
Is it like?
Yeah, this is one star, this is a different
Well, that
star,
no one
this
knows.
is a different star,
But it's not.
So right here we have 4 stars. This data is all for the same star.
Okay, so why is this, why do they have the same shape?
The North are a bunch of babies.
Who says they're not?
Yeah, it's.
Well, because this one might fit right there.
He had like some type of one. They had the
General.
General. This is ours.
You don't have all your charts.
What is it?
I was gonna say, you paid me $200.
They're all stacked up.
What is
Now we-
CJD?
Okay.
That's for the no. Compared to
So
ours.
That's the wording. What is the line item spend so far on all of them? X-axis, sorry. What's the X-axis on this one? Yeah, what's it on this one?
Oh, I didn't want to.
Well, what kind of-
We're not. You know that it's
Happening.
Well, it has to be longer time than.
Wait, so it's 3 times?
So obviously.
Yeah. That's it.
Actually, just-
I mean, if my parents can only do it,
I don't know. That doesn't matter.
But I hit it, yeah.
because we own $200. We own.
All right,
So
I wanna,
go
on.
My grandpa owns a whole mill.
And 62.
I wanna do something a little different than what I had originally planned for a second here. I'm gonna give everybody another Post-it. I want you to write down your most pressing question you feel you have. If you wanna put more than one, that's fine, do so. You can put 2. But I want you to write down your most pressing question that you have about what you're looking at.
What kind of drugs are you on?
The kind that make me happy to be here, which is just life. I'm on the drug of life.
What's going on?
It says his name.
Okay.
And how do we know?
Well, that's a good question. So let me see if I can guide that a little bit. Yesterday.
If she does, I have
This is a recovery star.
My question
This is
is,
star one. This is star Kepler.
So make sure you're asking for how much of.
This is star Kepler 11.
That's what
I want to say we
that's
switched from
for
star to planet.
people that were working for a year.
They're 2 different.
over time for us, stars.
Dies and
Doesn't
then
it like
it
explodes?
Okay, so why isn't that the answer?
Well, but this is the star curve.
It's dimming because all the time.
Good, that's why time is so
It keeps
important.
falling in on itself.
They're recording the stars like that's the answer. I just figured it out, Mr.
It'll either implode and make a black.
All right, so once you've got your most pressing question, I'm gonna have you post on the snake tank again in a few minutes, but I want you to keep it at your desk for now. We're in here till 11, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah, 11, 12. All right. I'm running out of room to put your wonderful observations, and I don't want to erase these. All
Take a
right,
picture of it.
so I want to review this real quick. Okay, so you said, yesterday you guys said the second and third axis is the same on the 2 graphs of the y-axis. You notice that there's a same dip pattern in the light. You notice the x-axis is the time of day, BJD, and hours, which is all some sort of measurement of time. The first and third points are spread out on charts 1 and 3 have points that are spread out. Normalized flux is spelled differently. Kepler's 62F has better description of data. Kepler's 17B.
Pardon this interruption, English 1, English 2 teachers from last year, if possible, could you come to the main office? Thank you.
Kepler 17b has a grid on the graph, charts 1 and 2, lots of data points, no line, and then 0.005 measurements. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and erase that now that we reviewed it. And because I want to get your new observations now that you have this new chart. Now hold on to those questions. We're gonna get to those questions in a few minutes. All right, so let's get our new observation that you guys have made. And it doesn't have to be one per group, but you guys are thinking pretty hard here. So what do you got?
For which graph?
Huh?
For which, chart?
Anything?
It describes
Hey, Cindy?
Your planet B to G,
Okay?
the dots are more diverse and different.
Okay? Go ahead. Who else?
Briefly asking,
You know what? Maybe we should go to the questions. What do you guys think?
how do you figure this out?
Questions? All right. Let's shift to the questions because that seems to be what you guys are really worried about. So let's talk about your questions, okay? So let's shift this questions.
What are your questions? Your face won't matter.
All right. Yep.
Does it say negative 5 hours?
Okay, negative 5 hours. Why is it that? All right, next. Yep.
I said, what's the correlation between the first two graphs and the last graph? This is,
Oh, what's the,
like, the last, like, 5 graphs. because-
okay, so between the first data set and the third?
Yeah.
Okay, correlation. Okay,
can any of the planets support life?
okay.
It says, what was the correlation between hours and BJP?
Okay.
There's like, I don't know if this has to do with anything, but on the other ones, where it's the comment, we got T before VGD, but on here, it's T minus T. That
Okay.
says the hours.
All right. All right. What else?
I have a question.
Have an answer.
How do you figure this out?
What?
My question is, how do you figure out?
How do you figure this out?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we might have some answers here. So who thinks they know what's going on? Let's see if we can bring it together as a group. Okay, put the 3 charts out on your desk so you can see all 3 at the same time. You are though.
No, I'm going to school for art, not science.
All right, so I pointed out earlier in the period that yesterday we looked at stars, Kepler 17, Kepler 62, and WASP 80. And today we looked at Kepler 11. What do you guys notice, what commonalities do you notice between Kepler 17 and Kepler 11?
There's the same kind of dip pattern.
Okay. Yeah, there's a dip pattern. What does that dip pattern represent?
Light dimming.
The light dimming from the star. Okay, so light's dimming from the star. So what's going on next here? What else do we see? Alex, did you have your hand up a minute ago?
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is this the graph with the
Cindy,
Kepler
got it up.
and the planets? Is this how much light reaches the planet?
Nope.
No?
Is it like the light, comes off and then over the time, it just fades?
Oh, like that out, like, it just has.
Okay. Yes.
Is the negative hours like before
Well, what we do is we measure, if you were to flip the graph upside down, so if you took and flipped it so that the bump goes up, what is the top of the bump? That would be the peak, right? So what they're doing is they're measuring time from the peak back and peak forward. So zero is just a measure of when the peak hit, and then they take it both directions.
Okay.
So it's not really negative time, it's just measuring back from the peak. So like if the peak of the day was now, then we would say, when we started class, we started class at 0 minus 1 hour, or whatever. So an hour ago is when we started class. Okay. Why is the starlight dimming?
It's dying.
It's not dying. Why is the starlight dimming? Don't guess. Look at the data. What does the data tell you?
See,
These graphs are all dips in light. The light from the star is dipping, but why?
It'd be easier if I could understand this graph.
Well, that graph and the third graph are the same. But the third graph is the first graph blown up. It's the second graph blown up.
Yeah, I still don't see it.
It's probably, this one has like 100, like, so it's just 4 times, so
Oh,
it's more
Taylor?
compacted. So there is a dip in it, you can't see it, so
Yes.
it's compacted. It's
No.
only hours.
Oh, crap. All right. Yes, ma'am. You bet. I messed up on the roll, so I've got to double check.
And where we are on the planet as it's rotating.
What if there's a shift in
Off in the star.
space?
Get back around.
Global warming.
What if the planets move, lock up?
All right, Martin, Colton, Keely, Lauren, Cindy, Dalton, Elena, Brinkley,
Huh?
Jenna,
Here.
Gage,
Here.
Jonathan,
Sure.
Where's
Blake,
like an order?
Here.
Alec,
Oh,
Taylor.
Here.
All right. All right, what do you guys think? So what's going on here?